This is exactly what most of us predicted in the preseason. The two powerhouse teams in the AFC going head-to-head for a shot at the Super Bowl. AFC Championship showdown between the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead. But here's what makes this matchup particularly fascinating. It's Mahomes versus Allen, round 4, and we've got to talk about what the Chiefs must not do in order to get the 4th consecutive playoff victory over the Bills. Let's dive deep into it. What's up, buddies? Welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We cover all AFC West news here on this channel. Looking at both teams, I've been saying for weeks that the Chiefs and Bills are clearly in a tier of their own in the NFL. But, and this is crucial, they're not exactly on equal footing. Just look at that Bills-Ravens game. Buffalo got the win, but let's be honest. If Lamar hadn't struggled in the first half, or if Mark Andrews hadn't continued his pattern of crucial drops in big moments, we might be having a different conversation right now. Looking at how both teams played this season, I think the Bills have a 1 in 3 chance of winning. Even though that sounds low, it's actually showing respect to Josh Allen. He's that talented. Early in the season, everyone was talking about the Lions and Vikings as top teams, but I got criticized for saying the Chiefs and Bills were the best. Now we can see I was right, mainly because Allen is such a special quarterback. He's just built differently and keeps his team in any game. The key point, having an elite quarterback like Allen gives you a shot no matter what. That's why the Bills, despite being underdogs, can't be counted out. Tell you what, this isn't just going to be the biggest game of the playoffs so far. This could be the defining game of the entire NFL season. Let me break down exactly why that is. When we look at potential Super Bowl matchups, whether it's against the Eagles or the Commanders, this Chiefs-Bills game is really the main event. Now, I want to address something interesting about Josh Allen's current form. He's straight up playing some of his best football right now. We're talking MVP caliber performance. But here's the crucial defensive challenge for the Chiefs. How do you contain a quarterback who's basically a physical freak? Allen's got this rare combination of size and speed, and he can hurt you in multiple ways. Looking at previous matchups, Spagnuolo's biggest headache has been Allen killing them on third downs with his legs. The key matchup is going to come down to the Chiefs' front 7, particularly their linebackers. Guys like Drew Tranquill and Leo Canal, one of them is going to have to spy on Allen. But let's be real, that's way easier said than done when you've got a quarterback who can outrun linebackers and shake off defensive ends. One of the biggest shifts we're seeing this season is Allen's improved decision-making. Without Stephon Diggs and his ear-demanding targets, he's taking fewer risks and protecting the football better. That's pushed him into the MVP conversation. Here's what Spagnuolo needs to do defensively. Force Allen to take risks with his arm. Buffalo's running game is no joke. They're 5th in the league. And between Allen and James Cook, they can really hurt you on the ground. When plays break down, Allen's got that Mahomes-like ability, except he's more likely to take off running, regardless of down. The spy assignment is going to be crucial here. Whether it's Leo Chenal, Drew Tranquill, or even Hicks, someone needs to shadow Allen consistently. What's interesting is how Spagnuolo, who might end up being the first Hall of Fame coordinator with 4 Super Bowls, handled the Texans last week. 8 sacks, lots of pre-snap movement, and some brilliant disguised coverages that had C.J. Stroud confused. Now, Allen's more experienced than Stroud, but here's the thing. He's trying to be this efficient, low-turnover quarterback. If Spagnuolo can force him to make quick decisions while disguising coverages, we might see flashes of that old, more risky Allen come out. And that's exactly what the Chiefs want. Spagnuolo's key defensive strategy needs to be creating confusion, moving Chris Jones to the defensive end, shifting Felix around, and giving Allen different pre-snap looks. The goal is to force Allen into Superman mode. But here's the risk. When you dare Allen to be Superman, he often delivers. The margin for error is incredibly thin here. Remember that 4th and 2 in Buffalo where Allen broke through the defense? Those are the game-changing moments the Chiefs can't afford. They'll need their absolute best performance to match the Bills' level. Now, let's talk offensive line strategy. Joe Thuney at left tackle is a bit concerning. His last game showed why he's naturally a guard. He's not built with that prototypical tackle length and explosiveness. While he's managed in a pinch, having him at guard would significantly boost the run game, especially in short yardage situations. The Chiefs are likely to play with tempo, but the offensive line situation is tricky. DJ Humphries is too risky. He's barely played in 2 years. Wanya Morris being inactive for the playoff game tells us something about the coaching staff's trust level. Since Thuney moved to left tackle, the running game has dipped. This coincides with Pacheco's return, but here's the key point. Pacheco, coming off that leg injury, isn't hitting holes with his usual explosiveness. He's an aggressive runner who needs that push. Right now, Kareem Hunt should be the lead back. He's got the juice, the short yardage ability, and should handle goal line duties. I'd also mix in Perrine more, especially from shotgun formations with Mahomes. While defenses might expect to pass when Perrine's back there, using him in the run game could catch Buffalo off guard. The smart play is keeping Thuney at left tackle despite the implications of the running game, because Pacheco needs a full offseason to get back to 100%. Now, let me break down this crucial passing game element. Against the Texans, Mahomes only completed 1 pass to a wide receiver, Xavier Worthy. That won't cut it against Buffalo. But there's good news. The Bills' secondary isn't as intimidating as Houston's. While Ed Oliver and Von Miller are heating up on their D-line, Buffalo's defensive backs can give up chunk plays. I expect Hollywood Brown to have a breakout game here. He can exploit those secondary vulnerabilities, and we need Worthy stretching the field vertically. Unlike Houston's strategy of taking away the speed and letting Kelsey work underneath, which resulted in his NFL record 9th 100-plus yard playoff game, Buffalo's defense presents different matchups. This isn't just about getting DeAndre Hopkins, Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster more involved. It's about threatening every level of Buffalo's defense. While Travis Kelsey will get his looks, the Chiefs need their wide receivers to create explosive plays downfield if they want to punch their ticket to New Orleans. Now, let me continue breaking down this crucial late-game strategy element. The Chiefs led the league in time of possession this season, largely due to adjusting their offense after tackle issues. Quick passes, establishing the run, setting up manageable third downs. Kareem Hunt mixed with some Pacheco and Perrine can help continue this approach. Buffalo's defense is dealing with significant injuries. Christian Benford's concussion, their safety not practicing, and Milano being limited. This creates opportunities, but here's the key. The Chiefs need a balanced attack. I'm fine with Mahomes throwing for 170 to 180 yards if the run game is working. Andy Reid learned from his Philadelphia days. Balance keeps Josh Allen off the field and prevents Mahomes from forcing plays. If Hunt can consistently get 5 to 6 yards per carry, it'll force Buffalo to bring defenders into the box. That's when Mahomes can play his actual game. Mahomes' release time will be crucial. His record is incredible when getting the ball out in under 3 seconds. Roughly 70 wins to 5 losses. They need quick releases over the middle to Kelsey and those wide receivers to avoid blindside pressure. The short passing game became their run game extension against Pittsburgh. Quick throws to the flat and receiver screens could punish Buffalo's defense, especially with their current injuries. Let me analyze the potential factors that could cost the Chiefs this game. First, turnovers are critical. In Week 11 against Buffalo, Mahomes threw 2 interceptions, one on the opening drive and another on the final drive. Since then, remarkably, 0 turnovers for Kansas City, while the league has seen 254 turnovers in that span. Look at the Bills-Ravens game. Baltimore essentially beat themselves with 3 turnovers. Buffalo's game plan was patient and calculated. Allen didn't take risks or put up huge numbers because they capitalized on mistakes. For the Chiefs to lose, they'd need multiple turnovers and struggle to contain Allen's run game. We can't see Mahomes revert to that second-half form we saw in the Cincinnati Conference game. Special teams errors, which proved costly for Houston last week, could also be a deciding factor here. Here's why the Chiefs could lose this game. It would take multiple catastrophic factors since they're operating at a higher level than Buffalo right now. The key risks are multiple turnovers. They've had 0 in the last 8 weeks, while the league's had 254. Losing the time of possession battle can't let Buffalo control the ball for long stretches, like Houston's 15-minute possession. Failing to contain Allen's run game and special teams breakdowns is similar to what hurt Houston. Looking at the current playoff picture, no team has executed as cleanly as Kansas City. Even teams like the Commanders, despite some impressive fourth down conversions, benefited from 5 turnovers. When comparing quarterback tiers, there's a clear difference between regular QBs and freaks like Mahomes and Allen. The Bills, while talented, haven't consistently beaten top-tier teams this season. So those are my keys for this Chiefs-Bills showdown. But here's what I want to know from you. If you're Steve Spagnuolo, do you focus on containing Allen's run game or force him to be a pocket passer? Drop your defensive strategy in the comments below.